Good afternoon, guys. Happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Well, guys, I am going to go and take a shower and get to bed, but I thought I'd share with you guys, I guess kind of some of the little details of, also my hair is all crazy right now. It's like all over the place. I thought I'd share with you guys some of the, I guess, little smaller details of like now that the room's kind of situated. You know, that's the thing too. I feel like when you move in, like, it was funny, like I heard our neighbors, we went over there like to go and help with some of the electrical stuff. My dad went over there, and like this was maybe only like less than a year after like they'd moved in. Forget what they said, like a year or 2 years or something like that before you're like fully moved into a house. And I feel like that's kind of true. Like again, I've only been in this room now for like a few, I don't know, like a few weeks really, since, what was it, right before Christmas. So you know, it was like the week or so before Christmas, so all the furniture was kind of put together and everything like that, and still it's not like 100% completely finished, but like that was the thing that they were saying, and I'm like, that's so true, because it's just, it's so much of the like little details now, and not even too little details. Some of the stuff is bigger, like I still need to get the shelves that I planned on getting, and like again a handful of other things, but there is still kind of just some like details, you know. And so that was kind of what I was working on a little bit more today, was kind of the details of things that were kind of, I needed to do and get together and everything. Like this is like not even close to being organized yet. All these shelves and things like that. But the one thing that I did get done for today, which I thought was big, it was one of the things that was on my planner anyway, and I told you guys too that by the end of the week I wanted to have all my clothes like organized and figure out where I'm kind of keeping everything, because I told you guys how like my dresser drawers, it's generally like stuff is together. It's not like I have like shorts and socks and, you know, like pants and t-shirts and like sweatshirts all like in one drawer, and like all the drawers are just like a mishmash of like all kinds of different stuff. Like generally like one type of clothing is in one drawer and another type of clothing is like in another drawer, but I still don't really have it organized how I think I want it or how it should be, because I'm like, I have too much of this or like not enough of that to like warrant using a whole drawer, or even to like, you know, I don't know, like just the placement of stuff, right? Like I don't exactly know where I want to have it. So the same thing even too with like my closet. My closet has not really been organized to the degree of what I want it to be organized to. However, the big thing that I did do today to get me one step closer to that, it's still not organized. I still have a whole bunch of stuff up here that I need to get, because I did get these, which they were actually on sale on Amazon. It was like 12 bucks or something like that, and I hope they work. But they're like these like the bag, like sealable bag type things that you can like, you know, put stuff in and then you just vacuum it out, and it will like you know, like vacuum seal the clothes so they take up less space. Because I do have like summer clothes that I will probably have put away. It's funny though, because you know, in a few months it'll probably be like summer clothes already, and you know, like, what is it right now, January? So like by probably maybe May I'll be like summer clothes potentially, or at least starting to maybe need some of the stuff, like maybe some of the t-shirts and things like that. And I do plan on like keeping out a handful of things that are lighter weight, in case again too, for some reason I'm like, oh, I was, you know, working out or whatever, like I need some of that type clothing, or you know, that kind of stuff. But like generally I don't need all of my summer stuff out, and I don't need, when it's, you know, summer, I don't need all of my winter stuff out. I might still want to keep like a sweatshirt or two for those nights when it's cooler or whatever, you know, like that kind of thing, but I generally will not need all of that stuff out, you know. So I plan on like switching that stuff off in the summer and in the winter. And again too, probably storing it up there is most likely going to be the plan. So again, I got those today, and they ended up coming, I ordered them like last night and it actually came by this morning, which was like, that's awesome. The other thing I ended up getting, which was the Scentsy, my mom actually got it for me a few days ago. We ordered it on eBay because they didn't have, it was one of the ones I was looking for, because I want to do that rose gold color in here as like kind of my accent color. But I don't have a lot of rose gold in here. It's kind of blue and white, and then rose gold's supposed to be like the accent, and it's in the lights. But, and even too, like my salt lamp looks more rose gold than kind of anything else, which is kind of nice. But I got this little Scentsy, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. I was looking for a couple different ones on on like Scentsi's website, and like even Yankee Candle, I looked on Amazon, they like don't have rose gold. They had one on there that was discontinued, but then I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna look for that, I'll just maybe look on eBay and see if they have anything. They did. I found that one, which was brand new in the box, like completely brand new. It still, you know, even had the light bulb and everything like that. It was still like wrapped in the original packaging and everything. And it was the same price as what most of the normal Scentsy, like Scentsy brand, because it is Scentsy brand. It was like the same price as what like their cheapest ones go for on their website. So I was like, that's perfect. And it's discontinued, so it was like, that's awesome. The other one that I was looking for was not as cheap, and I couldn't really find any or like new, like in packaging or anything like that, because I was like, I want one that's like hopefully new, because I ended up getting these little things. Actually, they're like these little, I just turned it off recently, so they're like these little cups that you can put in here, and they're like kind of like a thick plastic, or not a plastic, like a paper, a thick like paper, like almost like cardstock, and they don't drip or melt, and they keep the base actually clean, because I hate that about Scentsies. Like once you're done, it just cools and then you can just throw it away, and you don't have to like scoop the wax out or like anything like that. I got a pack of like 50 for like $5 on Amazon as well. I think it was something like that, $5 or $6. And I was like, that's awesome, because again too, the thing that I hate about Scentsy is having to clean it afterwards. Like, I hate that. So I was like, that's perfect. I want a brand new one, so that way I don't have to, it won't be ruined by putting the actual wax melts in it. But on top of that too, I think you can reuse those little cups a few times, because you can actually just pop the wax out and then put another one in there if you want to. But if you do start like mixing scents, then like you want to use the same scent for the same like cup. And I don't know how long they last, but I did see some people say that you can use them a few times before you kind of just need to like get rid of them. But I was like, that's so awesome, because again too, they're just paper, so they kind of just pop back out. But honestly, I looked those up, and as soon as I saw them online, this was when I was looking up like Scentsy and wax melts and stuff like that, like the, you know, the warmers, and I saw it on Amazon, and I sent it to my mom. I was like, who came up with this sorcery, and why was it not me? Like, it just seems so simple, like to make something like that. And again too, they're super easy to use. They're like disposable and everything like that. But again, that is the one reason why I probably burn candles more often than I use wax melts, because I hate cleaning up the mess afterwards. And those just make it so convenient. So they do take a little while to melt, because it is like more of a separation between like the warmer tray and then the light and then the base and like everything like that. So it does take a little bit longer, I think, to kind of melt, but it's overall not that bad. Like it melted fine today, like throughout the whole day I had it going, and it melted and was like fine. But the reason my mom actually ordered that and got that for me, it was not a Christmas present. It was a little thank you for putting together all of this stuff, because like I had a wax melt again too. I had a warmer. I ended up getting rid of it. I asked my mom if she wanted it, because again too, the top of it was just like all like, you know, I didn't want to clean it out. I was just like, you know, I had it for a really long time too, and it still worked. It didn't really go with my theme of my room either. I wanted to get one that kind of matched the color scheme anyway, so I ended up getting rid of it. And then over Christmas, my mom ended up getting me some wax melts, and she was like, oh, I realized I didn't get you, like, I got you wax melts and you don't have a wax melt, like, you know, like anymore, a warmer. And so that's why when I put together all of that stuff that I've been putting together for her in the you know, like for the sunroom and stuff like that, and all of the, you know, the smaller things, like today too, she had like a little fruit basket thing that she asked me to put together. I put that together. She was like, I'll get you that wax melt that you really wanted, or, you know, the warmer. And I was like, perfect. So then I ordered some of those with those bags, and I also had to order vitamins, so it was like the perfect time to make a little Amazon purchase. But anyways, so my closet, I had a basket. This basket here was filled to the brim with clothes, and the clothes were actually literally just on the floor because it was overflowing so much. So all of my clothes now, they're kind of put together and like not categorized, but like together. Like all of my sweatshirts are together, all of my, you know, pants are together, my shirts, like this type, you know, short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, everything's together. So it will make it now easier for me to go through and kind of organize things, because I can be like, okay, now I can kind of look at, you know, like how much of this do I have, where should I put it, you know, what would work best, you know, like that kind of stuff. So that, even though I didn't really organize anything, I did kind of put everything away, and at least it's all together. So again, kind of, you know, not, like I said, 100% what I wanted to do today, or, you know, I wanted to get the whole thing done. But I knew that, again, I kind of needed to look at, like, what's feasible and what can I do, and this was a perfect amount of time kind of to like be able to get that done, because I was working on a few other things today too. I ended up getting one of those, the little, I was sharing with you guys, those extension cord kind of things, like the power strips that I got. I put one of those together and plugged that in over by my bed, and got all of the cords, ran all of the ones that I needed to that, and got those all plugged in today. So one of the 4 that I ended up getting, I got that all hooked up for, and the other one was, the other 2 are under my desk for my computer, and I kind of might want Jack's help for that possibly, because he worked out really well, like getting everything plugged in, and all the cords are very organized for the most part. And then the one other one is the one that's actually going to go on this thing over here. Well, the 2 of them, I don't know which side I want to run it to. I'm thinking the side that's closer to the light switch, but I probably am going to put my fan up on top of like the top of the hutch up there, and then so I can use it, and it can hopefully like when I'm sleeping I can use it, but I can also use it when I'm at my desk as well, so that like I can have it facing on me in my bed at night, because sometimes, especially too in the summer, even though we have like the air conditioning going and stuff like that, I tend to sleep a little bit warmer at night. So sometimes I like a fan also too, sometimes for just kind of that white noise as well, or if like I'm at my desk too, because my computer does get pretty warm when it's on, so it's also kind of nice to have that. But since I'm in a bigger room, honestly, and again, you guys probably heard me say the other room that I was in before, it was the most interior room of the house, and it used to get the warmest, plus it was kind of small, and so if I had my door closed and had the computer on at the same time, it was so warm in there. So I had that fan, it worked really well. So far I haven't really had that problem since I've been in here, and I haven't been particularly cold either, like, or hot. Like, it's actually been a really good temperature with like the air conditioning. Well, I guess I moved in here before we had the air conditioning going, but like with the heat going and stuff like that, so far I've been pretty comfortable, and I haven't been particularly cold or hot. So I don't really know how much I'm going to need my fan, but we'll see in the summer if I will. But as of right now, it's been pretty good. I know like last year in the other room though, even in the winter time, I was still too hot in that room. Like there was a couple nights where it was like the winter time and it was cold out, and I still had to crack the window open because it was like too hot. So overall though, I've been pretty comfortable in here for the most part. But yeah, again, I got to everything actually on my planner. I even did my yoga again today. I did the same yoga like routine that I did yesterday, and it was better because I kind of knew what to expect, so I was able to kind of focus more on my breathing, which I feel like was really good, and make sure that like the positioning of like my hands and arms and stuff like that, like my legs or whatever, was like right compared to like yesterday. I was like, okay, let's just try and get through this, like, because I had not, like, you know, I was not I don't know, yesterday was just really difficult. Today was a lot easier, and I felt a lot better, a lot less. I didn't feel like sore yesterday, but I did kind of like, my muscles were kind of like sore a little bit afterwards, but like a good sore. Today it wasn't like as bad or immediate after, like I was like doing it, so I felt like it was better today. And like I also too was able to focus more on like my breathing and stuff like that doing the yoga routine, whereas yesterday I was like, I just have to get through this. Like it was not that easy, and it was still a beginner routine, and I was like, yeah, I have not done this in a long time, and now I'm definitely out of shape. So again, I got all that stuff done for today, everything checked off on my planner, even though it was just little bits of things. Like I said, I didn't get all my clothes done, but I've set myself up to be in a better position to get more of that done. And that's the thing too, when you're like working through something that's like a big task or a big project, like, you know, again, for me right now it's my clothes. I know that if I take all of my clothes out and just try and go through everything, I won't get it done all in one day, and then I'll be stuck with just throwing the clothes on the floor and then having to rewash them because then they get all dirty again, right? Like, and it'll just be this whole big process. Whereas if I can just take the things a little bit at a time, or kind of like you know, make them smaller portions, then it makes it easier for the whole big process and to get it done, if that makes sense. So just doing a little bits, my goal is to hopefully have it done by the end of the week, but to just do little bits of it and then hopefully get it done by that point is really like, you know, again, an awesome thing if I can do that. But instead of just taking one day and trying to like get through it and maybe not do it as well as I could do it, or also, you know, just being overwhelmed by it and then putting it off to the side and not doing it for a really long time. So that is one thing that I've learned that I need to do sometimes, instead of just thinking I can take on a huge big project and, you know, reorganizing all of my clothes and figuring out where they're all going to go, plus going through a lot of my clothes and figuring out what I do and don't want anymore was another thing I wanted to do. And again, that's becomes a big project when you're trying to do that all in one short time frame and then burning yourself out and then not getting it finished anyway. So I rather just set a goal for myself of like by the end of the week and then work on that. So again, I'm going to take a shower and get to bed. I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see y'all recent shiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.